Hi, it's Kulipup here again, and welcome to this guided meditation for steps on how to complete general inner work. Now, inner work is the process of clearing out past emotions of fear, anger, frustration, sadness, and so on, in order to live a life free of servitude to this negativity. It can be a long process, depending on how much suppression has been done. So always allow yourself time and grace to process this. This will be imperative to your future and understanding of yourself and how your energy works. The process will only lead to the betterment of yourself. However, in the moment, it can hurt, as you will be feeling all of the suppressed emotions as you go through them. But rest assured, once you are complete, your freedom will be yours. Your true self and your heart will be open to you and others as you see fit. So, we're going to go through the 13 steps on how to complete general inner work. Now, I'm going to go through steps 1 to about 10 before we get started. And steps 11 and 13, we are going to go through with questioning. Okay? So, what I want you to do right now is I want you to relax, okay, and prepare yourself. So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to go through step 1, which is identify the feelings that you want to address today. Whatever has brought you to this meditation, that is basically what you want to focus on. So, if you've been recently feeling fearful, really sad, perhaps you feel abandoned by people around you. Maybe you're angry or frustrated, have apathy, just not wanting to do anything, self-loathing, insecurities, or anxiety. Okay? So that is the first thing I want you to do, is address the feeling that you want to tackle in this moment today. I'll give you just a minute to think of this. Okay, so that is step 1, addressing the feeling. We're going to proceed on to step 2. Now, I want you to find out what it is about this feeling that is being triggered. So, for example, if you are fearful, what is it that is making you scared right now? Is this fear, let's say you are fearful that your kids are not doing well, or perhaps you are fearful that you're going to have to stay in a job that you just don't like. Maybe you're scared of yourself. What is it that you are scared of, or what is it that is causing this fear? And do this for whatever feeling that you have brought upon for this meditation today. So if it is anger, what are you angry at? Sadness, what are you sad at? So let's identify that, and let's take a few minutes, or not a few minutes, a few seconds here, just to identify. So we have our first emotion that we are going to go through today. What I want us to do now is understand that it will hurt to feel these emotions again and go through this, but know you are in a peaceful and safe environment in this moment and nothing can harm you, okay? So we need to understand this. This is called moving our heart to a place of peace and serenity. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to repeat after me. I am safe. I am well. Nothing can harm me in this moment. I am prepared to understand why this emotion is hurting me so much. Okay. Wonderful. If you feel like you need to repeat that, please do so. right? But just as long as you are comfortable and sure that you are safe, secure, and calm, and knowing that you may feel some pain emotionally as we go through this. Okay. Proceeding on to the next step. We are now going to find our base of understanding and your truth. I need you to understand that you will be tired and you may feel a bit down after this, but also promise yourself that you will be totally truthful to yourself and the situations that come up during this meditation. I don't want you to make excuses for yourself or others, okay? This is your base. Because if we are doing inner work, we need to base everything we do on truth. If we continually lie to ourselves or make excuses for ourselves or others, we will find that we will be unable to clear away this emotion. So find your truth and make a promise to yourself that you will be totally truthful to yourself. Okay. Going on to the next step, I want you also to be aware that you need to let your emotions guide you during this process. If you feel like you need to explore deeper into a topic or an issue as we are going through this, then allow yourself to do so in that moment so we can process everything. So if you need to pause this video, please do so that we can process it. Now, what I mean by that is if while we're going through the questioning and you all of a sudden get a surge of anger, I want you to stop the video and express that anger. If you need to cry, if you need to yell, if you need to shout, do so in a healthy manner and process the emotion and then come back to us. Now, never say no or stop during this process. This is the next step. Always keep going for as long as you can. When we discover the truth and understand the truth, it can stop us sometimes. We may think, no, that's not true. I don't want to accept this. And we can turn away from our inner work, but it's not going to help us. We need to not stop and we need to push forward and keep asking questions and keep digging so we can come to full understanding. So keep going for as long as you can. Now, the next step, when the emotion presents itself, use your intuition to follow the breadcrumb trail. So, if you are going through this and you again are breeding further emotions that are coming out of you, and if your intuition or something inside you is telling you, follow this, look into this. Why did this memory just pop up into my head? Where did this image come from? I want you to follow it and keep asking questions. So again, if you need to pause this video, please do so. Okay? Now, of course, the next step is to always look for your guides for assistance when you need it. I am going to be here with you during this meditation process. However, there are going to be a couple other guides around you during this time. You will have Luke Kaust, which is Master Healer, and you will also have Lupe, which is Master Empath. If they find that your heart needs healing in this time, they will help you, as I will help you as we are guiding you through this. If you find that the emotion is becoming a bit too strong and you feel like you are being lost in the emotion, call on Master Lupe and ask him and say, Master Lupe, please help me. Please help my heart heal right now. And what you should feel is a nice warm sensation. Focus on your heart and your body in that moment, and you should feel a nice warm sensation within your chest, giving you a little bit of peace and a little bit of ease. Now, the next step, you need to allow yourself to cry and actively encourage yourself to do so if and when the situation comes about. Many of us have been conditioned to suppress our emotions. During childhood, many people have heard the phrase, "Suck it up, buttercup." or you must be strong, or don't speak when you're spoken to, or crying is for babies. So this is a form of suppression of our emotions, and we need to actively let this out. Crying helps release a lot of pent-up energy. And if you are an individual that doesn't cry or finds it difficult to cry, I need you to make a commitment right now to actively try to cry during this meditation practice. Okay? So if the feeling comes about, actively try to cry. Get it out of your system, my heart. It will help greatly. Okay. So that is the first 10 steps that we need to follow. Now we are going to proceed on into step 11, which we are going to be asking ourselves some questions based on the emotion that we have established and the feelings as to what they correspond to. So, as we mentioned, if you are feeling fearful at the moment, what is it that you are fearful of? Because we are going to go through this right now. Okay. I will give you just a moment to get yourself nice and relaxed. Have the clicker next to you just in case you need to pause this. But otherwise, I'm going to give you approximately 20 seconds to 30 seconds between each question to have a think about the answer. And again, be truthful in your answer. You do not have to share this with anybody else but yourself. Okay, so remember, you are safe, you are calm, you are purposely trying to find this information so you can clear it out. You may feel some pain and you may feel some hurt, but keep on going and ask your guides for assistance whenever possible, or whenever you feel you need it. So, we have our emotion and we have our topic. Let's begin. Firstly, I want you to ask yourself, when did this happen first? Try to tap into the earliest memory you have of feeling this emotion. This is where we will start. Now, where did this happen? Go as deep as you would like. It could be anywhere you remember first. For example, perhaps it happened when you were a child, when you were at school, or maybe you can only remember your living room. Wherever it happened, that is where you need to go right now. Okay, let's ask ourselves the next question. Why did this happen? What were the circumstances that allowed this to happen? Were you a child at school, an adult at work, busy at home? Identify why you were put into this situation that caused this emotion in the first place. Okay. Now, we understand the scene and we understand the setting. When did it happen when you first felt this emotion? Where did this happen? Where the setting was? And why did this happen? Now, who was mainly involved? Was it just yourself? A friend perhaps? Family members or an acquaintance? How did this make you feel in the moment? Be truthful and honest. No judgment or criticism of your feelings. Simply release them as they are. So how did this feel? when this situation happened? Now, was this something preventable? If so, how could it have been prevented? We will also have to ask, is this social manipulation or programming a factor in this situation? So I will say that again. Is social manipulation or programming a factor in this situation? If the answer to this is yes, why do you believe this? And how can you change your response to this manipulation or programming? If the answer is no, we will move on to the next question. Is this something you should take responsibility for? Now, we are going to go through a couple of extra questions for this. Is this something you should take responsibility for? If yes, you need to do so and accept the circumstances and don't repeat the action again. If the answer is no, then why are you taking responsibility for it when you shouldn't? If the answer to that question was no, then that's good. Solidify this now by saying it openly, that it is not your responsibility to take responsibility for an action that was not your fault. Now, if yes, why do you feel the need to take responsibility for something that is not your fault? How does this make you feel right now? Be truthful and honest. No judgment or criticism of your feelings. Simply release them as they are. If you still feel like you need to go deeper into this emotion, do so on this emotion and start again from the beginning of this meditation practice. When you come back to this step, you should have a new and deeper understanding to this emotion. However, if you're feeling better and lighter with the release and deeper understanding, we're going to continue on to the next step. So, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to connect the memory and understanding to the now and present moment to stop the cycle from repeating itself. With this new understanding of your emotion that has caused you pain, do you feel you are vulnerable to the situation that brought this about happening again? If the answer to that is yes, we must ask ourselves why. And can you prevent it in any way to change right now and stop the cycle? However, if you feel you are not vulnerable to the situation happening again, then we must come to the conclusion that this memory is no longer in existence and is no longer valid to keep the emotions within your heart. Say it out loud and solidify within this now moment that this situation will never happen again and will not affect the or your future that you want. This is the part of inner work where we go through forgiveness and understanding. Many people find this part difficult, according to the situations we have just been through already, as you will need to gain acceptance of the situation through understanding. If you understand your emotion and how it came to be, ask yourself the following questions. Do I understand my emotions and why they came to pass, and why I suppressed them in the first place? If you do understand, we are going to proceed on. If you do not understand your emotion still, you need to take the emotion and repeat this meditation from the beginning to again find deeper understanding. But we will assume that you understand your emotions and why they came to pass and why you suppress them. So we are going to proceed. Now the next question is, do I need to forgive myself? If the answer to this is yes, I want you to repeat the following words out loud or equivalent in your heart. And you can repeat after me. I forgive myself for all transgressions and actions relating to this memory. I was not in a place of understanding. I understand now and will not repeat the actions that caused me or others harm. Okay. If you feel that you need to repeat the words or something equivalent, please pause this video now and do so. Otherwise, we will continue. Now, do you need to forgive another person or persons? If it is another person or persons you need to forgive, repeat the following words out loud or equivalent. I forgive you. Not for you, but for myself. I release you from my thoughts, as you can no longer harm me, and I will not let anyone harm me in this way again. I understand your actions and my own. I wish no ill upon you, but you will no longer affect me within my journey for self-betterment and love within my heart. Okay. As mentioned before, if you need to pause this video and say an equivalent state or message of forgiveness to this other person or persons, please do so now. Otherwise, we will continue. How do you feel in this moment now? If you feel good, or at least in a place of acceptance, then we will move on. If you feel like the emotions are still there, please go back to the beginning of this meditation and start once more. But again, how do you feel in this moment now? Okay. Now we will proceed on to the final step, which is finalization. This emotion in this situation has caused you hurt. Now that you understand the emotion, repeat out loud what you have learned and understand and solidify the truthful facts. So, we'll go through this again. Let's repeat it together. When did this happen? Where did this happen? Why did this happen? Who was mainly involved? How did this make you feel in the moment? Was it something preventable? If so, could it have been prevented? Okay. Is social manipulation or programming a factor in the situation? Is it something you should take responsibility for? If yes, why do you feel the need to take responsibility for something that's not your fault? If no, then that's good. We've already solidified that by saying it openly. How did that make you feel in the moment, though? Do you feel like you have a deeper understanding? Do you feel you are still vulnerable to the situation happening again? If you do feel vulnerable, how can you change to stop the cycle from happening? If no, then we must remember that the memory is no longer in existence, and it should not affect your future as to what you want. Do you understand your emotions and why they came to pass and why you suppress them? Did you feel the need to forgive yourself? Have you forgiven yourself? Did you feel the need to forgive another person or persons? Did you forgive the person or persons? How are we feeling again in this moment? Excellent. We have recapped on the emotion, and we have solidified the truthful facts. Now, out loud, speak what it is you will do that will ensure this never happens again. Out loud, speak what it is you will do moving forward to live in peace and happiness. Excellent. That concludes and finalizes our inner work for general inner work practice. Now repeat this process for other emotions that are causing you pain, suffering, or discomfort. If you found this video to be helpful, just remember I have a paper transcript of it, which will be in the link below. Thank you so much for your time with me today. If you require physical healing, Master Luke Halst will be with you in this moment, offering you healing and guidance. So please stay seated or laying down and do not move, for healing will be done on you. If you feel the need at this moment to cry, please do so. It is only a good self-expression. You may feel tired. You may hear a lot of ringing in your ears. This is all perfectly normal. Sleep, drink, and hydrate yourself, and take care of yourself more than anything. And remember, you are the only one on your journey in this game of life. No one else. No one else's journey is that of your own. So take care of yourself, as it is you that is the creator of your world. It is you that manifests happiness, peace, joy, and abundance in your life. No one else. So if you want to live in peace and happiness and abundance, continue with this practice and make sure that your inner world is full of peace, happiness, and abundance, so your outer world can reflect it. I am your guide today, Kulipup. Thank you so much. And share this video if you found it useful. We will heal the world together when we share knowledge openly. Take care.